Hey you guys, this is Alex867539, and this is going to be a quick video. It's to talk about kind of
Yeah,
where
go ahead.
people are at in the gaming industry as a whole. Now, I'm going to be talking about a very specific group,
The hostages were
or
in the Prime
groups I should
Minister's
say,
residence, right?
of gamers, not including casual or old school or anything like that. Just basic, mainstream. Now, I'm going to start off with people that I call whiners. These people, the best way I can explain it is by example. See, when a game console launches, there's bound to be problems, automatically. When you buy a system at launch, you are essentially signing up to be debuggers, because you're going to have issues. Now, on day one, the Wii U had a large update, which I don't think should have been there in the first place, but you know what, we kind of have to deal with it, right? Again, buying at launch. But this is where one part of the whiners comes in. They don't have any common sense. Now, a lot of people accidentally bricked their Wii U's during this update. Some of them had the power go out. Understandable. Some of them had their internet die. Understandable. Some of them unplugged their systems after it's explicitly said, do not unplug or power off the system. Yeah. And now they're complaining about it, saying that it's Nintendo's fault, when in reality, they were the idiot that unplugged their system. I really I can't understand. It's like what ModMe uses to make sure, you know, it's essentially to agree to the terms. It says type in I followed by agree with the space in the middle. If you cannot follow those, you have no reason to be modding. These are the kind of people that would ruin their Wii by trying to mod, because what you have to realize is there isn't a really, it doesn't save the update. It's like Windows. You could be installing an update and turn off your system. Well, not installing, but downloading an update. This, it actively installs it as it downloads. That's why you can't turn it off. And you know what? All systems are like this. The PSP is like it, the 3DS is like it. I mean, pretty much all systems are like this. As I said, if your power went out, if your internet went down, trust me, I feel for you. I really do. But if you unplugged your system, that is one of the worst possible things that you could have done. And it's just common sense that you wouldn't do that. Another thing that is typical of these people is they don't do their research. For example, the Wii U Wii backwards compatibility. A lot of people are like, how come there's no gamepad support for the Wii? This is so stupid. We should totally have gamepad support, like playing COD, you know? We should be able to use the gamepad as a TV screen.
Nice work, Ninja.
Number one, the Wii was never ever meant to export video wirelessly to a remote device. That would have to be, you know, coded and then actually put into the Wii operating system. So you'd have to redo the Wii operating system. Then you'd have to redesign every individual game to include this new feature. And yeah, that is not something that I'm pretty sure Nintendo's going to do, because number one, you'd have to release patches for all the games, or you'd have to re-release all the games altogether. And how much more money and work would that have to put into it? A lot. It really would. So that's the reason why that's not going to happen. Another one says, how come we can't use the Wii U gamepad like the Wii remote? We can see it has an IR beam that sends information to the sensor bar right on the back, so can't you just use that? And whenever someone says this, I laugh, because I look at it like this. Number one, that IR beam is for the TV remote function. Number two, you are aware the sensor bar is essentially 2 light bulbs on a stick. It does nothing. Actually, it actually drains the power from the Wii. So, in reality, the Wii remote is doing all the work. The sensor bar is just a reference point. Now, of course, if these whiners did their research and actually, instead of complaining about something that's impossible, they would actually know something. Look at that. Little Google search. Now, these whiners also love to play the blame game. They would rather not say, oh, you know, I didn't do my research. They would blame Nintendo saying, well, that's stupid. Or, you know, well, I still think Nintendo's fault for having this large update at the beginning. You know, it should have been faster, and, you know, the bandwidth should have been faster, and we shouldn't, we shouldn't have had the need to unplug our systems. You know what? Alright. You can actually get out of that update if you wanted to. Go right ahead. You just won't be able to play your Wii games or anything like that. Yeah, it's like when you click update, you're supposed to be prepared to have it set up for the whole update. That's the point. If you did not, well, too bad for you. Alright, well then my next point is going to go to the console wars. Now, this subject's always eating me up because I just find it's really annoying. Now, what are the companies really doing? Yes, the companies compete. That's what companies do. Now, some of the things like in the console wars are true. Microsoft plays a little bit dirty. They bought up Rare and they're buying up smaller companies. But the fan base is over-exaggerating, over-romanticizing this by so much. It's unbelievable. Now, I'm going to be talking more about the fans than the actual companies. It seems like the console wars' main objective is the best graphics. There's too much emphasis on that. Innovation is no longer looked at. You know, it's like you're not even looking at the games anymore. It's like, okay, which one has the better specs? Which one could push out more power? And I'm like, who cares? Which I will talk about in a little bit. And one thing that's really spawned from this console war is fanboys. Now, everybody has a different opinion of a fanboy. Some people would call me a fanboy from doing that Wii U unboxing. I just wanted to do it because I thought, okay, you know, something different. This is what I find what fanboys are. They do not accept new opinions. See, I can take an opinion, and I'll take it into consideration. If you say, you know what, this game on the Xbox 360 is good, I might go try it. You know, at a friend's house or something, you know, if I like it, I might consider getting a 360. But in their way, they're always right. They are living in a perfect world, where their system is on top no matter what. And it's just so annoying, because so many people try arguing with these people, and it makes them all look bad. Overall, this is a very childish thing. I think these people need to grow up. You know what? They could be 19, 20, 21 years old, but their maturity level is really low. Plus, if you notice, most of them have really bad grammar skills. Which, you know what, just makes the rest of us look really incompetent. And another thing that's also spawned from this is trolls. I don't know why. People will just go and say, oh, okay, let's go to this video right here, even though we know it's mostly Nintendo stuff. The Wii sucks. Really? You had to do that. Now, if you ask me, I can beat all of you guys in the console war. The tower I'm planning on building is going to beat out the 720. Yeah. A quad core split into 8 logical cores with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 2 gigabyte graphics card. With also Crossfire, so I can also add another graphics card if I wanted to. And Intel HD graphics 4000 on top of that. So it'll essentially be like 3 graphics cards, 16 gigabytes of RAM, which I can upgrade to 32 gigabytes, and then 8 logical cores at, I think it was 3.4 gigahertz. So yeah, your argument is invalid. Now, we've also had a focus, the focus of games shift. And I'm going to talk about 2 of the big ones. Gameplay and graphics. Now, I know one of my friends, Derek, on the GameTalk.net, did gameplay versus story. And, you know, that was pretty interesting. I don't really want to go over that because I don't really see it as much on my side of the spectrum. But if you guys want to read that, I'll put the link in the description. Alright, now for gameplay, I noticed something. Unusual, non-mainstream gameplay is frowned upon. If it's mainstream, like a Call of Duty style first-person shooter, it's beloved by everyone. If it's a game like Zombie U, it's hated on. Now why is this? Everybody's been wanting a more immersive, realistic experience, right? That's what Zombie U is. Now, a lot of people say moving from the controller down to, you know, to the TV gets them killed a lot because it takes time. That's the point. It's supposed to. See, if you're running through a zombie apocalypse with a backpack, you're not going to be able to go and automatically switch items or switch weapons just by pulling them out of your butt, like Link. But what you need to do is take off your backpack, set your backpack on the ground, look at inside your backpack, which is you looking down at the controller. Move everything around inside your backpack, looking for the item that you want. Look up. See if there is any zombies. Look back down. Pick your item, pull it out, put the backpack on your back, and get ready. Here they come. See, that is what games are missing. And this is the difference between what I call the OP'd games and the survival horror genre. Survival horror is a genre that died out and is slowly starting to come back. Amnesia, Slender, and Zombie U are all survival horror games. They are meant to not have you kill zombies, but to kind of fear them, or respect them in a way. Because they can easily kill you. Amnesia especially. The OP'd is kind of like Left 4 Dead, Dead Space, Dead Rising, where you are a suitable match against these enemies. You can do tons of damage, especially Dead Space. Oh my gosh, Dead Space. There, you can kill these things. You have weapons of mass destruction, essentially. You are not afraid of them. Horror, you know, the survival horror is meant to make you fear your enemy. For example, if you're trying to hack into a door like they showed inside the trailer, you look behind you, you see zombies coming, your pulse starts to race, your palms start to sweat because you can't figure out the combination. There you go. That's the feeling that the survival horror genre is supposed to give. Now, I'm assuming there were some other issues with the game, which, you know, aren't really any good, which I don't have an excuse for because I haven't really played the game.
I'm heading for the residence.
But gameplay-wise, I think the game is pretty solid. Alright, now for graphics. This is the most overrated focus point of a game, in my opinion. Some people, you know what, I understand. Graphics and beauty go hand in hand. Watch my graphics video. But when graphics become the main point, that it starts to distract from the other sides of the game. Like, for instance, things are getting too stylish. You're starting to see games that look more like movies. QuickTime events. Yeah, you know, that was a really cool action sequence and all, but it wasn't fun to play. It's a game, not a movie. And that's one of the main issues that I'm seeing today. We have too much focus on graphics, so everything's thrown out of balance. And the Final Fantasy 13 games are probably one of the best examples. There's not much character development, the games are linear, and the story is just kind of blah. From what I've seen out of 13.2, they pre-render a lot of cutscenes that could have been just easily rendered out by the system. Why? Because they want to make it look good. And I'm like, no. You guys could have focused on the story, you guys could have focused more on the gameplay, you guys could have focused more on character development. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles. It had great gameplay, great story, but not the great amount of graphics that everybody wanted, so a lot of people bypass it. So many people bypass great games because of graphics. These people are usually graphics fanboys. There are some meaner names for them, but I'm just going to call them fanboys. These people won't take an opinion. These people think that graphics is the most important thing. For instance, Skyrim right now might be the best thing on their list. The new Skyrim comes out, oh man, that old game is so, it's just a big pile of poop, it's no good anymore, the graphics are so terrible compared to what today is, I'm just going to totally leave it there. What was the most amazing game is now the worst game. And I think, seriously, the only reason why they play it is to see a pretty picture. It's just my opinion, of course. But is graphics that big of a deal? I think it's still an important part of games, but it's not the main focus point. You can give that, you can divvy that up between gameplay and story. I think there needs to be a perfect balance of those. I think graphics can actually be almost taken out of the equation, and you could still have a good game without great graphics. Xenoblade Chronicles and The Last Story are perfect to prove that. And even Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. All three of those games prove that. But then you have, as I said, the people, which is mostly mainstream gamers, that love graphics. Alright, well, that is the end of this video. What do you guys think? I mean, do you guys agree with my point? Do you think that the whiners are just kind of annoying? Did you guys have any other problems that, with the Wii U that just didn't seem right? And, instead of complaining, did you do your research to see if there was a problem to solve? Or did you see if it was possible that it can do this? What do you guys think about the console wars? Do you think it's just way out of proportion, or do you think that that's actually what's going on? And what do you think the focus point of games should be? I mean, do you think that it should be gameplay, graphics, story, music? I don't know. It's like, I want to know what you guys think. I mean, I always love seeing what you guys have to say. So if you could please leave a comment below. And of course, if you could please like, subscribe. I also have a Facebook page set up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Silex867539. I will post updates on videos, like when I'm done recording. I'll post screenshots of maybe games that I'm playing, etc., etc. And of course, I will always I will always try to put little mini clips of just like if something happens that I find that's funny in a video, or if there's like a blooper, I might eventually just start posting stuff like that on the Facebook page as well. Alright, well, this has been Silex867539. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.